Well, the sign says ice hockey in the desert, you bet. And those sweatshirts have been selling like crazy. They're a product of the Pacific Northwest Amateur Hockey Association and their Tri-Cities affiliate. They've been putting on a tournament here in Tri-Cities at the Coliseum that's included several hundred youngsters from all over the state of Washington, Walla Walla, Tacoma, Seattle, Yakima, Spokane, and they've played a terrific tournament here in the Tri-Cities Coliseum. This sweatshirt so popular, in fact, that some members of the Tri-City Americans are buying them and wearing them. Sean LeBrun was wearing one the other night in Spokane, and Stu Barnes also bought one, and some copies of that sweatshirt are going back to Canada. They're also on sale, of course, at the Tri-Cities Coliseum during all Tri-City Americans home games. Tonight, the Tri-City Americans face the Spokane Chiefs. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Kirk Williamson from the Tri-Cities Coliseum. Tonight, it'll be the fourth game in a row for the Tri-City Americans, the second one in a row against the Chiefs. Last week, the team really put on the big turnaround, winning in Victoria 10-5 on Wednesday, beating Seattle 4-2 in the Emerald City on Thursday, and then beating Spokane in Spokane last night. 3 road wins in a row. The Americans have not done that previously this season. Tonight, a chance to push the Spokane Chiefs farther behind as the Americans now find themselves tied for 4th place and a playoff spot in the Western Hockey League's Western Division. We'll be back with the face-off and the starting lineups on this Tri-Cities Americans hockey broadcast. Tri-City Americans and the Spokane Chiefs. In the broadcast booth with us tonight, Jim Riley, the sports editor of the Tri-City Herald. Jim, good to have you with us.
Thanks, Kirk. It's a pleasure to be here.
Should be a great game, and we'll give you the lineups in 1 minute. First now, our national anthem.
You see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air,
singing of our national anthem, and we're about ready to get this game underway. The second in a row against the Spokane Chiefs. The Americans 4-2 winners last night in Spokane. Referee tonight, Dennis LaRue, Steve Murphy, and Dwayne Benninger, the linesmen. And for the Americans, the starting lineup the same as it has been. At center, number 14, Stu Barnes. On his left wing, Sean LeBrun. At the right wing, Rick Fry. At the blue line, Scherstenka and Jakes. In goal, Olaf Kolzig. For the Spokane Chiefs, the center will be Travis Green, with Whitney and Pat Falloon. Actually, it'll be Whitney at center, with Falloon at the right wing and Travis Green. No, Whitney will be at the left wing. They changed this line around. Then Evans and Farrell, the defensemen. And in goal for the Chiefs, John Ferguson. They face off, won by Spokane. Back into their own zone. Up the right wing comes Whitney. His pass broken up by Scherstenka. Picked out of the air by Falloon across the blue line. Falloon into the slot. Whitney tries to whack at it, and the Americans bring it out right to Barnes. Here comes Barnes with LeBrun. Barnes to the Spokane blue line. Pulls up. Dumps it low for LeBrun. LeBrun and Fry race in after it. They hammer people against the boards. Taken out of there by Whitney. Barnes steals it back. Chops it down low. Tries to get it to LeBrun. Chiefs bring it out. Now Barnes steals it in the slot. Barnes to LeBrun in front of the goal. And LeBrun taken off the play by number 5 for Spokane, Scott Farrell. Puck shot back to neutral ice. Jakes with it for the Americans. Jakes looking for a pass. Finds LeBrun. Gets it to Barnes. Barnes brings it across the Spokane blue line left side. Barnes into the left point. Plays it right off of the skate of Mike Haas, a former Tri-City American. Back into the Tri-City zone. Whoops. Here comes Friesen. Races in front of Kolzig, and Kolzig blocked the shot. Big hit down in the right corner. Kolzig comes up big for the Americans. Now Barnes, one-on-one, drops it back for LeBrun, or for Delcourt. Delly can't quite get to it. Gets it back to Barnes in the left corner. Shoots it across the crease. There's Spenrath back up front now. Kutowitz, a drive wide of the net, comes out to the left point. Kraus is there. Shoots it down low. Delcourt races after it. Barnes will come off the ice. On will come Steve McNutt. Spokane bring it out of their zone. Quick pass ahead to Friesen. Friesen to the blue line. Drops it left for Lowen. Lowen popped there by Dirksen. Kraus fires it out left to Spenrath. Spenrath starts up the left wing now. Greg Spenrath at the red line. Headman pass for McNutt into the corner. Broken stick on the ice. McNutt catches Ferguson's pass right in the chops, and Mike Haas is there to fire it back to center ice. Haas has been suspended by Spokane for some time. They were concerned about his weight, and the big guy was carrying about 235, and they wanted him down around 2 1/4. He's back on the ice tonight. Face-off puck comes up the right wing to Milan Dragicevic. That him playing at the wing last night. And whistle as the puck goes in and out of the Spokane zone. And it will be an offside call against the Tri-City Americans.
Well, both teams have had some early chances to score and just couldn't quite do it. A nice save by Ole down at the Tri-Cities end, and then a pass from Barnes to Duval that didn't quite work. Very close though.
Now on the ice, Duval with Rennie and Kennedy. Rennie at center on the face-off, loses it to Dean Sexsmith. Sexsmith, a 20-year-old, acquired from Regina. Puck goes up to Dragicevic, redirects it to Sexsmith, into the slot, shoot, and Kolzig puts it up into the crowd. And down goes Trent Sandwith. He caught a cross-check in the chops from number 3, Frank Evans. You know, the Americans, Jim, find themselves in an unusual position. With everybody healthy, they carry 2 extra players, and it's always a tough decision which players are going to sit. There are 4 or 5 that might sit any given night. Tonight it appears to be Jason Dunham and either Colin Ruck or Kevin Robertson. I'm not sure which. Kutowitz back behind the net as the Americans win the faceoff. Around to Kennedy on the right wing. Kennedy gets it ahead now to Rennie. Rennie can't quite handle it. Chases it down. Shot back into the cut off by Kutowitz. He fires it into the Spokane zone, and the Chiefs chop it right back out to neutral ice. Back for to Sandwith. Trans Sandwith shoots a pass ahead to Rennie, but it's blocked by Spokane. Fired into the Tri-City zone, right side. Dragicevic playing on the right wing for the Chiefs now as the Americans bring it up. Comes up to Duval. Duval tries to step around his man. That's Junker. Junker strips the puck. Shot back to neutral ice, cut off by Sandwith. Duran brings it into the blue line, goes left, intended for Barnes. Can't handle it, and shot back to neutral ice. Jakes goes back for it. Sexsmith all over him. Jakes turns away from Dean Sexsmith. Shoots a pass ahead left to Fry, to Barnes. Back to Fry, up the right wing. Fry puts it on Barnes' stick. Barnes slides it over for Duval. Duval can't get to it. Now here come the Chiefs. Number 9, Whitney. Whitney across the blue line. Starts in on Kolzig. Whitney, and he just can't quite get onto the puck. Puck slides right by the left side of the crease. Now here come the Americans. LeBrun with Scherstenka and Fry. Scherstenka up the left wing. Dan Scherstenka takes it into the corner, shoots, and it's blocked by Ferguson. Rebound goes behind the net. Shot out to the left wing, and here comes Spokane. Falloon dropping it into center ice. There's Green with it. Green overskates it. He was in a shift change, and Whitney has it. Whitney fires it up the left side to Travis Green. Green in the slot. Being worked on by Fry, and Scherstenka drops it back to Falloon, and his shot deflected over the net. Kolzig slaps it out to the wing. Here comes Barnes. Shovels it back out to neutral ice. Back for it is Barlage. Barlage firing it in left of the Tri-Cities net. Kolzig cuts it off the boards. Here comes Jakes, bringing it up. Jakes, outlet pass left to LeBrun. LeBrun, backhand pass, ooh, for Barnes. They got it behind Clem, and the call is offside. Well, it may turn out to be a two-line pass against the Americans. That's what will be the call. An offside pass against Tri-Cities.
Both teams seem to be a little out of sync so far. Both teams seem to be a little bit tentative, and I think it's obvious that they realize how important this game is to the playoff picture, and right now it seems like they're both trying not to make a mistake rather than playing their usual offense.
Probably the biggest turnaround for the Americans was the fact that over the last 2 or 3 games they've been fairly loose. Face-off won by Spokane. Chiefs have it. Right side it goes to Frank Evans. Evans puts a neat pass on Lowen's stick. Lowen goes to the left wing, dumps it into the Tri-City zone. Kolzig will stop it behind the net, drops it back now to Kraus. Kraus playing with a sore wing, brings it up the right side. Rob Kraus dumping it in right of the Spokane net. Ferguson will leave it there, but Rennie is all over him as it goes down low, or rather Kwiatkowski's all over him. Down low, Barlage and Rennie fight for it. Now Lowen back behind the Spokane net, right to left, fires it out along the wing, gets by Dirksen, but Rennie is there. Rennie dumps the pass ahead toward the Spokane zone. Big hit there on Nibs, but Rennie has the puck, takes it in low with Haas. There's a big guy on the ice, Mike Haas. He takes a pretty good hit from Nibs up the right wing to Kraus. Well, they try to get it to Kraus, but wind up dropping it back down low. Rennie chasing it after it. Shoots it around the dashboard. Gets by Dirksen on the right wing, but Nibs is there. Nibs slides it into Rennie. Rennie shot. Deflected out front by Czechnyta. Comes to the right wing. Drop back low, and Paul Czechnyta takes it around behind the net for Spokane. It's Evans. Losing it there to Kwiatkowski. Kwiatkowski fighting for it. Now Spokane gets it 2-on-1. Haas up the right wing with Lowen. Haas with the puck. Starts in, shoots a pass to Lowen, and he overskated. That was a great opportunity for the Chiefs, and they just came up a little short as Nibs blasted into the Spokane zone. It's on goal, and Ferguson will make the save. Czechnyta shoots a pass up the right wing for Dragicevic. Knocked away from him by McNutt. Now Jakes finds Spenrath just short of the blue line. Spenrath drops it into the slot for McNutt, and he can't get his stick down on it. McNutt takes Dragicevic into the boards hard. They go down below the Spokane goal. McNutt racing in after it, but it's taken out of there by Dean Sexsmith. Sexsmith worked over by Delcourt now, and the Chiefs shoot it back to center ice. The Americans block it. It was played off a high stick by Spenrath, and they'll face it off back at the Spokane blue line.
It's been a hard-hitting game so far, but neither team just can't quite get into that offensive flow. You've got a feeling that when they do, there's going to be a lot of goals scored tonight.
Yeah, I kind of have that same feeling, Jim. Spokane is a team that's been blown out twice here, and they certainly have a lot of incentive not to let that happen again. And the Americans, of course, following 3 victories on the road, sure would like to bring the style of play they've been playing back home to the Coliseum. And they're starting out that way. Lots of hitting, a lot of hard work as Scherstenka strips the puck away from Green, back behind the Tri-Cities net. Puck's loose. Barnes wheels in after it, can't get it. Now Scherstenka has his man tied up. Puck comes loose. The Chiefs with it. Falloon loses it along the boards to Scherstenka. Headman pass for LeBrun, a little too hot. Brunner couldn't handle it. Goes to the left side. Now to Whitney. He gets it to Green. Green up the left wing. Green with the puck in the slot. Starts in, shoots. Kolzig makes the save, and the rebound comes all the way out past the Tri-Cities blue line. Wheeling back for it is Green. Drops it back for Ray Whitney. Whitney, his pass almost stolen by LeBrun. Now there's Barnes with it. Barnes back to LeBrun. LeBrun a drive. But it went to the right side of the net, and the rebound goes all the way out to neutral ice. Krause there, puts it on Fry's stick, left to Barnes. Barnes starts in, beats his man. Barnes in front of the net. Shoots, scores! Stu Barnes.
That's the magic of Stu Barnes. He went around Dragicevic like he wasn't even there.
What a play by Stu Barnes. Took the puck in on a great pass from Rick Fry at the blue line. And wheels in from the left side, steps around the defenseman, breaks in on Ferguson, gave him about 4 moves, and finally went right up over the top after he had Ferguson stretched out in front of the net.
And all the Americans are down at the other end congratulating Ole because it was his save that started that whole play.
Yep. Americans get their first tally at the 7:26 mark. Krause and Fry getting assists on the play, and the Americans lead 1-0 over the Spokane Chiefs. Backhand pass by Czechita, stolen by Duval. Murray Duval centers, Redding shoots, just misses. Rebound comes to Duval in the slot, knocked away. Haas has it. Haas fires it up to the right wing, gets by Krause. Puck's loose, going to the right side. Dirksen with it. Dirksen flips it back into neutral ice, and Haas will race back for it for the Spokane Chiefs. Mike Haas back into the corner. His pass knocked away by Krause. Cross ice right. It goes to Dirksen. To Kennedy up the right wing. Kennedy fires it in, but it's blocked by Spokane and thrown up in the air by the Chiefs. And the faceoff will come in the Spokane zone. That was a real dumb play by Scott Farrell.
I mean, that was so obvious. I mean, there was no way that he couldn't call it. Instead of just dropping it in front of him, he threw it 20 feet in the air.
Unless he is going to argue that he couldn't get it out of his glove, in which case that's too bad.
Yeah.
But 1-0, Americans leading the Spokane Chiefs. 2 more games on the road for the Americans following tonight's game. Puck drawn back to center ice. Sandwith wheels back. Duran Sandwith beats, wheels back into his own zone, being worked over there by Junker. Now he gets it downloaded to Sandwith, or to Kutowitz rather. And the puck shot into the Spokane zone will be icing when Clem gets to it. Icing the call. We'll take timeout on this Tri-Cities Radio Americans hockey broadcast. Shoots it out on the right wing to Kutowitz. Kutowitz takes it ahead up the right to Kwiatkowski. Goes left to Barnes. And we have a 2-line pass call against the Americans. Boy, that was a neat breakaway, but
Yeah, it sure was. He got it to Stu, and he only had 1 man to beat, and usually that's not enough to stop him.
oh, it sure isn't. The Spokane Chiefs have had to have a little thin on the front line right now. They're having to use Milan Dragicevic as a winger, not his normal position. It's easier to make the transition, they tell me, from a defense position to a wing than it is to go the other way, because the defensemen have to skate backwards so much. Right side, Frank Evans firing it into the Tri-City zone, all the way around behind the net. Back out to neutral ice. Chiefs will start it again. Haas flipping it in right of the Tri-Cities net. Kolzig will leave it behind the net for Krause. Krause with it, fires an outlet pass to Delcourt. Delcourt hammered, and Spokane has the puck back to Lowen. Lowen wheels back into his own zone, goes to the left wing. Darcy Lowen up to Czechita, redirected there at center ice. Back to Lowen, and offside called as Haas goes in early. 1-0 Tri-Cities, 10:45 to go in the first period. Kirk Williamson joined in the booth tonight by Jim Riley, the sports editor of the Tri-City Herald. Tony Ott has whatever it is that's been going around these days. And the face-off will come just outside the Tri-Cities blue line.
Well, you can really feel the confidence the Americans have in Kolzig.
Yeah, he has been playing spectacular. I tell you, he made some saves in Seattle the other night that were world-class. Whitney dropping it into the Tri-City zone. Kolzig leaves it behind the net. And the thing about it is Kolzig also has developed tremendous. Oh, breakaway. Here comes LeBrun. LeBrun breaks in on Ferguson, goes right, shoots. And Ferguson made the save.
Good quickness show by Ferguson there. He had him one-on-one, and he just reached up with that big glove and grabbed the puck.
Ferguson doing a great job as LeBrun broke in on him one-on-one, as all he had was Haas to beat. It was a great pass from the corner, and LeBrun will outskate Mike Haas awake, asleep, left-handed, right-handed, or any other way you want to do it.
Well, you can just feel the confidence the Americans have right now. You know, a few wins, that's been their problem, is that they've tended to let down, but they don't seem to be letting down tonight.
A drive by Dirksen. Rebound blocked by Ferguson. They try to wrap it around. LeBrun tried to jam it in. Wouldn't go. Now Fry behind the net. Gets a cross check in the back by Czechnyta, and Czechnyta has the puck. Shoots it out front now to Whitney. Whitney up the left wing. Whitney bringing it up, puts it on Falloon's stick at the blue line. Falloon fanned on the pass, on the shot, as Kutowicz took him right out of the play. Now LeBrun tied up along the left wing to the right of the Tri-Cities net. They shoot it in behind the net. Fry with it. Now Rick Fry in the corner, lifts the pass into center ice. LeBrun can't get to it, but back for it is Clem. Clem bangs it off the boards to Falloon, ahead to Whitney. Whitney starts in, shoots wide of the net. And it comes up the right wing once again, picked up by Clem. And Clem fires it back into the Tri-City zone. And offside will be called as soon as Whitney touches it. And the offside call will come just outside, result in a face-off just outside the Tri-Cities blue line.
Spokane,
Good. Go ahead, Jim.
Spokane had another good scoring chance there, and Ole was there to make the save.
Face-off into the Tri-City zone. Left to Colin Ruck. Ruck at the blue line now for the Americans with Jakes. And Ruck and Dragicevic exchanging abuse there. Now Rennie takes it in up the right wing, tries to slide it in. Kennedy goes in after it. Kennedy taken down from behind by Sexsmith. Dean Sexsmith brings it up for Spokane, up the right wing. Sexsmith at center, goes left for Junker, directed right back to him. Now Rennie steals it away to Kennedy. TK with the puck in front of his own net, shoots it right for Rennie. Into neutral ice. Spokane will go back for it. Dragicevic. Milan Dragicevic back for it. Fans on the pass and goes right to Evans. Evans shoots it right off Duval's backside, but it's picked up by Sexsmith. Sexsmith's cross ice left. Junker. Junker drops it back into the slot, but Duval there to break it up. Duval goes down, but it'll be frozen in the corner. As now Ruck goes in and pushes Sexsmith out of the way. Sexsmith brings it out to Dragicevic. Dragicevic in the slot. His shot blocked out front by Jakes. Nice defensive play by Jakes and Rennie. Now behind the net, Barlage. His pass knocked away, and the Americans have it. Backhand pass from Rennie intended for Jakes, and Jakes, he can't get to it. Spokane back in their own zone. Here comes Farrell up the right wing. Shoots it into the Tri-City zone, but Jakes is there. Jakes and Lohan collide behind the net, and the puck comes out for the Americans. Headman pass to Nibs. And it's shot up into the crowd as Nibs and Czechnyta both slap at the puck at the same time, and it lands right up behind the press box. Fans around here, Jim, are learning to watch for that thing to come flying out of there. We've had more people hit here, I think, than probably than anywhere else in the league this year, and probably more than anything because folks aren't accustomed to keeping an eye on that thing.
I know there's been some serious ones with some bruises and some actual blood, but yeah, you can't, it's not something you want to try and catch, I'll tell you that.
No, it can come out of there at 90 or 100 miles an hour, and it is frozen, vulcanized rubber. Up the right side, Farrell. Farrell shot taken straight on by Kolzig. Loose in the slot, picked out of there by Barnes. Here comes Barnes at the right wing. Barnes with Nibs. Barnes goes to the right side. Barnes into the corner, pulls up, evades Hawes. Slides it into the slot. Kwiatkowski can't get to it. Back to the blue line. Dirksen slapping it back in. Chiefs will touch it. Nope, offside the call. And they'll bring it back outside the blue line. Barnes accelerates and stops so unbelievably quickly.
He's like a man playing with boys out there sometimes. He's just that much better of a skater than the rest of these guys out here. And that's not to say that they're not good skaters, but I'll tell you what, if he's not in the NHL, then
something's wrong.
Yeah.
Well, there are some players. Dean Sexsmith, of course, drafted in the 5th round by the New York Islanders 2 years ago. Darcy Lohan, a draft choice of Buffalo. And now we got one going on. Yeah, Spenrath and Dragicevic. Somebody has to fight Dragicevic every time these two teams play. There is no love lost with this guy. A former Tri-City American, Milan Dragicevic, has taken on the tough guy role in Spokane, and with a rather dramatic lack of success, at least in the last couple times he's fought people from Tri-City.
Well, he's certainly not winning this one either. They both still got their helmets on, so there's not too much damage being done.
Well,
oh, the referee just took one.
Wayne Benninger got one right in the top by Spenrath.
Yeah.
Now Benninger grabs Spenrath, and the referee gets hold of Spenrath.
Yeah, unfortunately, it was Spenrath who threw the punch that hit the referee.
And Dragicevic still wants a piece of Spenrath.
Why? I don't know, but you're right, he does.
Spenrath going to the penalty box. Benninger really took one in the snoot. And while they clean things up, we'll take time out of this Tri-Cities Radio Americans hockey broadcast.
The Spokane Chiefs, it's number 2, Milan Dragicevic, 5 minutes for fighting. For the Tri-City Americans, it's number 27, Greg Spenrath, 2 minutes for aggression and 5 minutes for fighting at 12:29.
Well, you hear the little chuckle in Tom Latham's voice as he makes the announcement.
How can you have a fight without some aggression?
I don't know. That's aggression. That's an. I mean, there've been 2 minutes for instigating, but
that had to have something to do with that punch that landed, unfortunately, on the referee's jaw.
I think so.
I was just mentioning, for these two teams to go 12-29 without any penalties has probably been the most amazing thing in this game so far.
Yeah, it certainly has. And with Dragicevic off the ice, now McNutt will serve the other penalty on Spenrath. He'll serve the 2-minute aggression penalty. And the Americans will have their first penalty killing chance. They're third in the league, right at 80% penalty killing efficiency.
And that, you know, that's a result of a lot of hard work, and that shows that they really do work hard on the penalty killing.
Rennie and Nibs with Jakes and Kraus. As the puck shot into the Tri-City zone, Falloon with it. Falloon cross ice, stolen by Nibs. Nibs waits for somebody to catch up, looks for Rennie, finds him at the Spokane blue line. Rennie racing in, pulls up short. Rennie with it, back out to neutral ice. Kraus, cross ice right for Jakes. Jakes will slap it ahead. Into neutral ice, headman pass for Rennie. Knocked away by the Chiefs, but Rennie cuts it down. Rennie in the corner. They go down behind the net. Dean Sexsmith with the puck. Right of the Spokane net. His pass knocked down by Kraus. Kraus flipping it back into the corners. The Americans drop back to neutral ice. Shift change, Tri-Cities. Barnes and LeBrun on now as the puck goes behind the Tri-Cities net. And Kolzig will slap it off the boards. Back to neutral ice. LeBrun! Here comes LeBrun! Breakaway, LeBrun! LeBrun! Right, left, shoots, scores! Down LeBrun! I think Ole just bought himself an assist.
You know, Ferguson stopped him the last time. I think it's a little too much to ask for him to do it 2 times in a row.
I think you're right. That one coming at the 13:23 mark. And only the goalie gets his first assist of the season on the goal by Sean LeBrun. It was a great pass from Kolzig to LeBrun.
LeBrun showed his speed there, too. He put about 3 moves on Ferguson and then just slid it into the corner of the net.
A shorthanded goal for the Americans. Kolzig getting the assist.
Is that his first of the season?
It is. He was a little torqued the other night against Portland because Badsgon got one. And if he thought if Eric Badsgon could have one, he should have one. Well, he's got it now. Here come the Spokane Chiefs, shooting it into the Tri-City zone. Kolzig lets it go all the way by. Lowen racing in hard, takes a hit down low from Dirksen. Spokane with it. Chiefs go out to the left wing. Haas shoots it cross ice right to Farrell. Farrell dropping it down low. They work it down to Lowen, down behind the net. Centers it right back up front to Frank Evans at the blue line. Evans left to Haas. Haas is sniper. Right side, Evans. His shot blocked up front. Here comes LeBrun with Barnes. Cross ice pass knocked down by Haas. Haas feeds a pass right to Friesen. Broken up by the Americans. LeBrun back to Haas. Haas will blast one. Blocked up front. Rebound blocked again. Kolzig blocks 3 of them. And Kutowicz cuts it loose. Out to the left wing. Oh, what a tremendous save by Kolzig.
3 in a row.
12 seconds remaining, and you hear the fans screaming, "Ole, Ole," as Evans brings it across the blue line. Drop back for Haas now. Haas to the left wing. Haas losing it. Bad play by Haas as Jakes outruns Haas to the puck. Now Kennedy with it. Penalty coming up. Jakes with the puck. It's against Spokane. Left to Rennie. Kolzig's off the ice. The Americans with a 6th man on the ice. Scherstenka to McNutt. They drop it back now to Rennie. Kolzig's off the ice. Has a penalty coming up against Spokane. Now the Chiefs take possession as Whitney finally gets it away from Jakes.
What a series of saves by Ole.
Wow. I'll tell you, he went left, right, up, down.
He was laying down when he blocked his 3rd one, and what incredible concentration.
And with a lot of traffic, Spokane had Lowen and Sexsmith all over it.
You know, it's got to be kind of a difficult situation for John Olver right now, the way Ole's playing and having to sit down Frank Ferland. Frank was kind of the big crowd favorite here for quite some time and played quite well. And now Ole is just so outstanding, you can't get him out of the lineup.
Yeah. 2 minutes for roughing against Whitney. And the Americans get their first power play of the night. Chiefs 0 for 1 and -1 on the shorthanded goal. Americans lead 2-0 over the Spokane Chiefs. Kirk Williamson along with Herald Sports Editor Jim Riley. On tonight's broadcast is Rennie. Controls the puck for the Americans. Now to Kutowicz. Goes left to Duval. Murray Duval across the blue line. Dumps it in left. And Delcourt races in after it. Bang. He puts his man onto the boards. That's Barlage. Now the Americans with it. Up front, Kutowicz. Kutowicz right to Dirksen. Dirksen back to Cutter. Kelly Kutowicz at the blue line, left point. Down low to Rennie. Rennie goes to Delcourt down below the net. Hooked down by Barlage. Shoots a pass behind the net. And Rennie and Duval there to control it. They try to center it to the Americans. Shot back out a little too hard, and Dirksen's back for it. Dirksen goes left to Kutowicz. Kutowicz left to Delcourt. Delcourt up the left wing. Drop back past Rennie. Rennie starts in, finds Delcourt. Can't get the pass to him. And the Chiefs ice it the length of the ice. Kolzig will come out. Kolzig looking it over. Shoots it off the left boards. Shift change Tri-Cities. Here comes Evans. Evans cross ice left, and Troy Kennedy will have it. TK back behind his own net for the Americans. Troy Kennedy. Headman pass to Barnes. Oh boy. Barnes 1-on-2, but he'll pull up. Looking for Nibbs. Finding Jakes right. Nibbs. Back to Jakes. He slapped at it and couldn't get his stick to it. Spokane shoots it back into neutral ice. Kolzig comes out again. Kolzig cross ice right. This time for Barnes. Barnes redirects it to Jakes. Stolen away from him by Darcy Lowen. Lowen goes right side now to Clem. Clem shooting it back into the Tri-City zone. Knocked down by LeBrun. Kolzig will stop it. Shoot it out to Nibbs. Nibbs at center ice. Nibbs goes left to Barnes. Here comes Barnes wheeling around. Pulls up short. 19 seconds left in the penalty. Top of the slot, Jakes. Jakes finds Nibbs in the slot. Nibbs goes out right now to LeBrun. LeBrun cross ice left. Barnes, just couldn't quite handle the pass. He had an empty net. Barnes with it into the slot. LeBrun shoots and hammers it on Ferguson, but Ferguson makes the big save. Kennedy right there on top of things, but not this time.
3 seconds left in the Spokane penalty, and they've really done a nice job of killing this penalty. They've worked hard, and they've managed to thwart any chances the Americans would have to get a good, clean, open shot.
Spokane's penalty killing was working very well last night, too. The Americans 1 for 4 on power play. Spokane 1 for 7, so the same could be said of Tri-Cities. A lot of hard work on the road is what seems to make the thing happen. McNutt at center with Fry left and Kwiatkowski right now. Kraus and Scherstenka at the blue line for the Americans. Seen the appearance of a Tri-City Americans mascot. Looks a bit like Uncle Sam wearing gold, black, and white. And I did not catch what they called him. I think American Sam. Down left of the net on the faceoff check. Nita hammered by Fry. Puck shot up the right wing to Falloon. Penalty's over. Falloon, headman pass now for Travis Green. Green across the blue line. Green taken out by Scherstenka. Kraus has the puck. Whoop, blocked inside by Falloon. Tries to get his stick on it, can't. Goes down. Kraus nailed him. Back out to the right point. Shot in from the right by Evans. Blocked right of the net by the Americans. Now Spokane with it. Whitney walks in, shoots, and is blocked up front by Kraus. Now Evans' shot blocked again, and Kolzig slaps it away. Up to the right side, Green. Green gets pasted. Puck goes cross ice. Back to neutral ice. It'll be icing if it has enough legs. It doesn't. Back for it in a hurry is Evans. Back behind his own net. Frank Evans with it. Comes out the right side to Czechnyta. Cross ice left for Lowen. Lowen slapping it off the boards, and the Americans will intercept the pass. McNutt back to Kutowitz. Cutter comes across the blue line, goes left now to Duval. A shot taken by Kennedy from the slot. On a great pass from Duval, just wide of the net. Back up front to Kutowitz, to Rennie. Down low, Duval races in on Czechnyta. Kennedy brings it back up to Kutowitz. Cutter at the blue line, feeds it into the right corner now. Kennedy racing after it, but Evans will get there first for Spokane. Puck tied up along the boards. No, shot back into the Tri-City zone. It'll be icing if Kutowitz gets there first. He does, and we'll be back on this Tri-Cities Radio Americans hockey broadcast.
To 3 p.m. Perfect hair, perfect nails, a perfect...
Chiefs, nothing. Minute 46 to play. Jim Riley, the Americans, have really come out and played hard in that first period.
They've played hard and they've played smart. There's only been one penalty other than the one fight, and they're just not getting themselves in the situation they got in last night where it seemed like they were killing penalties forever.
Yeah, it sure did. Rennie against Friesen on the face-off now for the Americans. Spokane zone. Rennie wins it. Back to the point, Jakes. Jakes a shot. Smothered up front. Duval goes down. Puck's loose. Taken out of there by Clem. Clem right. Barlage to Lowen. Back to Barlage, and the Americans break it up. Duval at the wing. Shoots it to Rennie. Rennie and Kennedy. TK up the right wing. Kennedy starts in. Shoots. Blocked by Ferguson. Rebound out to the left side. Right in front of the net. Lowen has it for Spokane. Comes around to the right wing. Darcy Lowen. He'll bring it up the middle. Lowen across the blue line. Lowen taken down hard by Jakes. Great hip check there by Steve Jakes. Puck shot around behind the Tri-Cities net. Duval shoots it back to neutral ice. Back forward is Farrell. Shift change Tri-Cities. A minute to go in the period. Tri-Cities leading 2-0. Puck shot into the Tri-Cities zone. Kolzig leaving the puck behind for Dirksen. Devin Dirksen starts the play. Comes out right to McNutt on the right wing. Stolen away from him by the Chiefs. They center. Whitney can't get to it. There's Falloon. Shot blocked by Kolzig, and he covers up. And Falloon and Krause are going to go at it. Uh-oh. Falloon and Jakes. I think Pat Falloon might have just picked the wrong guy right there, because he got frustrated and took a cheap poke at Jakes, and Jakes is just bashing his head right now. Oh, boy. Pat Falloon makes very few rookie mistakes, but that was one of them, Jim.
Yeah, Jakes is just too tough for him, and fortunately for Falloon, the fight ended quickly as they both fell to the ice.
44 seconds remaining. We'll be back on this Tri-Cities Radio Americans hockey broadcast. Well, we had some more penalties announced during all of that. Kutowitz for roughing and Hawes for elbowing. They came a little bit earlier on a stoppage in play at 18-14. Now the fight between Jakes and Falloon being cleaned up.
And Chiefs number 19, Pat Falloon, 5 minutes for fighting. For the Tri-City Americans, number 4, Steve Jakes, 2 minutes for roughing and 5 minutes for fighting at 19-16.
Those penalties are just a result of frustration on Spokane's part. Ole is just not going to let the puck get by him. At least he looks like he's not going to this first period. And that's just pure frustration, and they're taking it out with a cheap shot, and the Americans had to retaliate.
44 seconds remaining in the period, but there is a power play that'll come out of that, and it will be a power play for the Spokane Chiefs. Americans will have to kill a power play going into the second period, as Jake's getting the extra 2 minutes for roughing. Now, there was apparently a chin strap lost back underneath the Tri-Cities net, because Falloon and Jakes wound up fighting right beside the net. And Fry comes over, I guess, to serve. Yeah, Fry will serve the extra 2 minutes on Jakes. Spinrath in the penalty box. Dragicevic has gone to the locker room for Spokane. I think he may have gotten the worst of that little battle. Face off right circle, won by Spokane. Chiefs with it. They try to shoot it in. LeBrun chops it away. Now Whitney in the right corner is pasted by Scherstenka along the boards. LeBrun and Scherstenka trying to dig it loose. Taken out of there by Spokane. Comes out to Green. Green shoots it up the right wing. Goes down low. Dan Scherstenka goes in after it. Along with Whitney. Whitney behind the net. 23 seconds remaining. Out to the left side now. Taken away by LeBrun. Here comes Barnes and LeBrun. And LeBrun will wheel back for the Americans. LeBrun, cross ice right to Scherstenka, and he rips it the length of the ice. And I want to tell you who got out of the way first was Jim Craig, as that one went just right off the boards in front of the Tri-Cities bench. As time runs out in the first period with the Americans leading 2-0 over the Spokane Chiefs. We'll be back in 1 minute on this Tri-Cities Radio Americans hockey broadcast. Yeah, he is, and he's been playing that way for several days. I mean, he's been playing that way for quite a while, really. And part of it, I think, is that they're letting him make the save. They're not in a panic scramble at the blue line to keep people from taking shots on him, like you would be if you had a Corey Hirsch or some others I can think of in the net.
This part of the period, the beginning part of this period is going to be a real key to this game. The Americans have had a tendency to let down, and they've got to kill a penalty here to start the period, 1:16. So if they can get rid of that penalty and get back into their offensive flow, I think that's going to be a real key as to how this game eventually winds up.
For Spokane, Whitney and Sexsmith, either side of Travis Green. For the Americans, Rennie with Nibs, Scherstenka, and Kraus. Kolzig in goal against Ferguson. Rennie losing the draw to Green. Back into the Spokane zone. Cross ice left. Goes to Evans. Evans right back there to Clem. John Clem across the blue line, right of the net. Fires it into the right corner. Kolzig will drop it behind the net. Now fired out to the left wing. Comes right back out to the point. Shot back underneath again. And racing after it are the Americans, picked cleanly by Scherstenka to Rennie, and Rennie shoots it back to neutral ice. Spokane will have to drop it in again. Good work by Scherstenka there. Now fired into the Tri-City zone, left to right, around behind the net, but the Americans control it. Kraus back to the blue line right. John Clem shooting it back in, keeps it in play. Clem feeds a pass on the right side, gets it back, but he can't handle it. Back into neutral ice as Travis Green made the bad pass. Backboard is Evans. Frank Evans shoots a pass ahead now to Sexsmith. Sexsmith to the right side. Backhand pass broken up by Scherstenka. Rifled back out, but Whitney there to cut it off. Whitney starts in from the left side. Whitney into the circle. Shoots, and it's blocked by Kolzig. Not much of a shot by Whitney. And it's stripped away from him by Delcourt. Back to neutral ice. 4 seconds left in the penalty. Spenrath tries to keep it alive, but Farrell there to break up the play. Now Friesen. Friesen to the right. A shot wide of the net. Comes out to the left point. Scott Farrell plays it down low to Whitney. Back up to Farrell. He shoots it across in front of the Tri-Cities goal. It hits Krause's stick, and he brings it out left to Spenrath. Spenrath right to Delcourt. Delcourt with Fry. Delcourt across the blue line. Backhands to Spenrath in the slot. Turnaround. Shoots. Oh! Spenrath!
Spenrath took that pass, whirled around, didn't even look at the goal and shot it. It went past Ferguson. Amazing.
Full strength goal as the penalty was over. Comes at the minute 40 mark. He shot right between the pads through what they call the 5-hole, and he shot it right underneath Ferguson.
Ferguson had no chance because Spenrath wasn't even looking.
Actually, to tell you the truth, Ferguson had no chance because Spenrath had no chance, really.
Right.
Wow. Well, that's the case of when it rains, it pours, I think, Jim.
Yeah. Now, we said this might be a key part of the game. That's got to make you feel real good.
Delcourt and Kraus getting the assist. Now Dirksen with the puck as the Americans win the draw. Shot back in by Spokane. Tri-City zone, but Kutowicz breaks it up at the blue line. Kwiatkowski tries to get it left to Barnes. It goes to Fry. Right, Kwiatkowski. A drive! Deflected there by Ferguson. Comes out to Barnes on the left wing. Barnes kicks it down low to LeBrun. LeBrun underneath to Kwiatkowski. Now Barnes with it on his stick. Rips the wraps around. Shoots! Barnes! Wrapped it around. I'll tell you, we have really seen the Barnes-orama tonight.
Again, Ferguson didn't have much of a chance. Barnes was so quick that Ferguson didn't even know what he was going to do.
Barnes just whipped around behind the net, faked to the right, and got Ferguson wondering which side he was going to come around on. And Barnes came around to Ferguson's left and drilled him.
Dragicevic went back and had a little talk with Ferguson and told him, probably, you know, don't worry about it. That's about all you can do. I mean, those goals are not your fault.
No. LeBron getting the assist. And Kwiatkowski getting an assist as the puck shot into the Spokane zone, or into the Tri-City zone, down to our left. Now Krause will bring it out from behind the net. Looks up the right side for Kennedy. Krause brings it all the way up, across the blue line. Krause, coast to coast, around behind the net, centered for Kennedy, but he can't get his stick on it. What a neat move by Rob Krause there. You don't see the big guy handle the puck that much, but he sure did a good job there, but he couldn't get the puck to anybody who could score with it. Now back forward is Ruck. Ruck, outlet pass to Rennie, across the blue line. Ruck played very well in Spokane last night. Back to Krause, over to Ruck left. Ruck, headman pass to Kennedy, beautiful pass. Duval up the right wing. Duval, backhand across the slot to Rennie, but Rennie can't get to it. Out to Ruck. Ruck fans on the shot. Now Haas has it. 3-on-2. Haas goes left to Junker. Junker across the blue line. Backhand pass. Sexsmith, and Dean overskates it. Shoots. Blocked by Kolzig. Rennie has it. Rennie to Krause. Duval with the puck. Duval up the right wing. Duval and Krause. As Kennedy tries to catch up. Now to TK in the slot. TK taken down hard by Spokane. Into the corner they go. They center it, but the Chiefs are there. Here comes Spokane up the right wing. That's Dragicevic firing it in right side. After it is Kutowitz. Kutowitz brings it around behind his own net. Pulls up short. Whitney on him. Outlet pass goes to Spenrath. Left wing. Kutowitz with it. Down low. Plays it around right to Krause. Krause chops it back out to neutral ice. Knocked away by Czechny, but here comes Delcourt. And we have a whistle. I think the puck dribbled back across the blue line. It will be an offside.
Boy, Kennedy was really tripped there. If that, you know, he was tripped from behind, and if that isn't tripping, then we need to start talking about new definitions here.
I think we do too. You're absolutely right.
I mean, I know it's 4-0, and I know we're in the Coliseum, but holy Toledo!
4-0 Tri-Cities leading the Spokane Chiefs. I think the problem is, Jimmy, you and I have seen too many sporting events, and we're starting to think they ought to call the infractions, which is probably a bad attitude. Back into the Spokane zone as the Chiefs win the draw. Farrell comes up the left wing. Farrell firing it into the Tri-City zone. Whitney with it along the right wing, but Kutowitz takes him out of the play. Now Haas and Spenrath collide along the right wing, but Whitney has the puck. Chopped away by the Americans. Great play by Kutowitz. Here comes McNutt up the left wing. Shoots it in ahead of Farrell, and in goes Spenrath. Into the corner hard. McNutt, whoa, what a hit on Farrell. Puck shot back to neutral ice. Here comes Haas. Haas, big slap shot coming, and he just shot his stick right in two. I'll tell you what, he teed that one up at the blue line. That would have been a rocket, but his stick flew apart. And now McNutt with the puck.
Oh, wait, that only stopped the puck. He stopped the stick, too.
Whoop, puck given away right in front of the Tri-Cities net. Saharchuk, his shot blocked, but it comes down in the hand of Chad Larson. He shoots it in, and Whitney tried to redirect. The Americans block it. Into the corner it goes. Saharchuk gets it down low down to Green. They center it again. Whitney, but he can't do it. And McNutt takes it out to Delcourt. Here comes Delcourt, 1-on-2. Delcourt, right side, beats Larson. Takes it all the way in low. Delcourt into the corner. We'll slide it back out. Well, we'll try to kick it loose. Can't do it. Now it comes out along the right wing. Comes out to Lowen. Darcy Lowen, he's dangerous. Lowen, cross to the right side. Lowen across the blue line. Turns on the speed, but Krause takes him off the play. Barnes with it as LeBron just hammers Rowland. Chris Rowland hasn't played for 4 games with a deep thigh bruise. Now he's back in action. Puck shot the length of the ice. It will not be icing as Ferguson comes out to play it. Goes right to Fry. Fry into the slot for Barnes. Barnes can't handle it. Chops it back out to the blue line. Plays it down low. Fry. Cross ice, but it's blocked there by Barlage. Barlage back to neutral ice, but Krause takes it away. Shot to the right wing. LeBrun has it knocked away from him by Mike Barlage. Shot back into the Spokane zone. Chiefs with it. They give it away at the blue line. Now Krause kicks it loose at center ice. Right side, Dragicevic a drive. Kolzig stones him. And Krause lays some lumber on Dragicevic. Krause back behind the net. Outlet pass right side, Fry. Headman for Barnes, and Barnes can't get his stick on it. It's on net. and Ferguson will play it. No icing when it's on goal. Back behind the net goes Farrell. He brings it up, shoots a pass ahead. This one will be icing when Kutowitz touches it as it bounces off the side of the net. And we'll take time out with the Americans leading 4-0 on this Tri-Cities Radio Americans hockey broadcast. Seattle being beaten by Moose Jaw tonight by a score of 6-1. And Kamloops beating Portland 3-1 in the second up at Kamloops. Some interesting action in the Western Hockey League tonight. Here come the Chiefs. Up the right wing now. Spokane stepping into the slot. A shot taken there by Farrell, blocked by Kolzig, and a shot back into neutral ice. It'll be icing when it's touched by Dragicevic. Milan goes back, puts his stick on it, and we'll take time out on this Tri-Cities Radio Americans hockey broadcast. For nothing, the Americans leading the Spokane Chiefs. We have word that Seattle may be dropping out of that fourth-place tie. The Americans win tonight. They could find themselves in sole possession of fourth place. Face-off won by Tri-Cities. Nibs, or McNutt, outlet pass to Kwiatkowski. And to Nibs. Nibs a shot, but it's blocked by Ferguson. Great pass to Calvin Nibs coming up the left side. Now the puck into the Spokane zone. The Americans with it. Kwiatkowski tried to chop it around to Nibs. Couldn't do it. Kwiatkowski with it. Into McNutt. McNutt left of the net. McNutt will slide it into the slot. And it's covered up by Ferguson as Kwiatkowski and Whitney are working each other over down in the goal trees.
One of the things that's really nice to see here is that the Americans have built up a 4-0 lead, but they're not playing defensively. They're going for number 5.
Most they've scored is 10. And of course, at stake is the price of gasoline at Big Al's Unocal stations. He's lowering the price of gas a penny a gallon to a limit of 10.
Oh, I didn't know there was a limit.
Yeah, limit of 10. Americans 4, Spokane nothing. He hasn't really had anything to worry about until lately.
Yeah, at the time you started that promotion there, you were looking at a difference of about 4 cents on a good night.
Yeah. Well, and you know, the rule was there, but we just never talked about it because it was like, you know, it's a long ways from 4 to 10. Face-off left side in the Spokane zone. LeBrun against Lowen. Lowen draws it back to the left point. Back there to Frank Evans behind the net. Evans outlet left. Goes to Lowen. Lowen shoots a pass for Haas, and Haas can't get to it. Kraus fires it back into the Spokane zone. Back for it now is Chad Larson. Larson up the left wing. Puck's in the air. Poked at by Barnes. Leaves it for Fry. Fry fires it back to the Spokane zone. Chiefs get it. They shoot it back into the Tri-City zone. And Kraus will wheel back after it. Kraus plays it left to the net. Kraus outlet pass to Fry. Fry turns around. Kraus and Haas trade chops. Kraus is going to draw the penalty. And in that case, it was the retaliation that got caught.
Well, what would an Americans game be without a Rob Kraus penalty?
Probably wouldn't be an Americans game, would it?
I mean, it had to come sooner or later, and it's kind of nice. Let's get it over with now, while there's a 4-0 lead, and not in case Spokane makes it close back, in the third period.
12:14 to go in the period. Kraus's penalty comes at 7:46. Power play number 3 for the Chiefs. They're 0 for 2 so far.
Like you said, that was one of those ones where Kraus got hit and was retaliating, so you really can't blame him for that one.
Not too much. Haas turned around and put some lumber across Kraus's upper arm, which happens to be sore. I don't know if Haas knows that, but Kraus had a warm wrap on it earlier before the game, and Haas put some lumber on him, and Kraus retaliated, and that happened to be when the referee turned around. Kind of like getting caught by the principal. Face-off, shot back into the Spokane zone by the Americans. Clem with it, shoots it up the right side. Cross ice pass, broken up by Jakes. Here comes Jakes to the blue line. Jakes a shot. Ferguson makes the save. Rebound comes out to the right wing. Spenrath goes in hard. Chiefs pull it out. Clem with the puck. John Clem goes cross ice now to the right side to Farrell. Farrell brings it up, finds Green on the right side, and it's slapped away by the Americans again. And we'll have an offside call against Spokane. And the faceoff will come just outside the Tri-Cities blue line.
Spenrath is hot about something.
Yeah, he's having some words with Travis Green. That would be a fairly decent heavyweight bout between those two. Green, not known as a fighter. He's 6'2", 194 pounds out of Castlegar. I would guess he could hold his own. Spenner, 6'2", 215 from Edmonton.
Looks like he's wiping his lip. Looks like he might have taken an elbow to the lip or something and got himself a little cut.
Yep. And now the Spenrath Delcourt and Delcourt line goes off. New set of penalty killers on for the Americans, Rennie and Nibbs, with Scherstenka and Jakes. Or Scherstenka and Kutowitz, rather. Kelly Kutowitz wearing an assistant captain's A for the Americans. As the puck goes in left of the Tri-Cities net. Down low goes Dirksen. Dirksen wheels around, shoots it out to the right point. Shot back in by Clem, but here comes Nibbs. Nibbs lays it out for Dirksen, and Durkee can't get to it. Spokane wheels back in, left side. Left of the net goes Green. Drop off right side for Falloon. Falloon wheels around, and Dirksen will take him right out of the play. Nibbs with the puck to the right wing. Calvin Nibbs fires it cross ice. Kept back in by Spokane. Falloon has it. Swept back to neutral ice by Nibbs. Good play by Calvin Nibbs. Dragicevic now shoots it into the Tri-City zone as Spokane on a shift change. Dirksen with it as the Americans wheel around. Now Dirksen rifles one into the Spokane zone. Ferguson will drop it there, but Rennie lines up Dragicevic and takes him into the corner hard. Rennie and Dragicevic in there with Hawes and Lowen. Now Spokane gets the puck. Chiefs outlet left to Falloon. Falloon cross ice right to Darcy Lowen. Lowen goes right between two defenders. Drops it off left to Falloon, and Dirksen there to take it away from him. Now Spokane with it. Falloon from the left side. Centers it. Hawes. A blast, and it's blocked up front by McNutt. Not a real hard shot by Hawes that time. And it's back to the blue line. Hawes stops it there. He probably has the hardest slap shot in the league. Right side, Dragicevic. His drive blocked up front. Now Hawes. A drive. Kolzig makes two saves. Puck slides across the goal crease, and the Americans have it. Kwiatkowski. Now Dragicevic shoots it in. Kutowitz cuts it off. Dragicevic has it, or Lowen rather, out front to Falloon. Cross ice right. And Kwiatkowski breaks up the play again. Nicely played. Now Hawes taken down by Kraus. Kraus with the puck. He and Hawes slap at each other. Penalty killed as Kraus steps on. Shot back to neutral ice. Back forward is Junker. Junker puts it on Hawes' stick, and Hawes will wheel around. Mike Hawes making his first appearance. Shoots a long slap shot, and Kolzig makes the easy save. Hawes has scored more than one goal this season from that distance, so if he shoots from out there, it's because he intends to. Green goes down, takes a shot at the blue line, blocked by Kolzig again. Back out front now, Evans, as they work it up the right wing. Taken away there by Whitney. Whitney feeds an outlet pass left to Junker. Junker at center ice, puts it on the stick of Chad Larson. Larson left side, drops it into the slot. Who's there? Rick Fry. Fry, headman pass intended for Barnes. Barnes, he can't get to it. Spokane breaks it up. Left side is Evans, shooting it into the Tri-City zone. Kolzig there, leaves it for Dirksen. Outlet pass comes right to Fry. Gives it to Barnes. Here comes Barnes, the Barnes-orama. Barnes with the puck, losing it there to Saharchuk. Saharchuk shoots an outlet pass quickly to Green. Green up the left wing, Whitney. Stolen away from him by Jakes. Round behind the net, Scherstenka with it. The Americans putting on a little clinic for Spokane here as LeBrun brings it up the left wing. LeBrun left of the net, slides it out front for Scherstenka, but it's stolen away by Spokane. Chiefs race up the right wing. Dragicevic drops it back for Sexsmith. He goes left for Saharchuk. Poked away by Scherstenka, and here comes Barnes. 3-on-2 or 2-on-2. Barnes and LeBrun. Barnes wheels around at the right point. Barnes with it, cross ice left. Racing after it is Troy Kennedy. TK will take it off the boards. Goes down low right side, and a whistle as we have a penalty. Referee Dennis LaRue is going to lay a ticket on Milan Dragicevic for cross-checking.
Dragicevic didn't like it either.
No.
I don't think he likes much of anything, though, from what I can see.
Not right now, he doesn't. He was not happy about being traded to Spokane. Had some very unkind things to say about the Americans in a little flyer that the Chiefs put out last night, which, needless to say, got well circulated on the Americans' bus last night after the game. And but Dragicevic may be what you call a marked man out here tonight. Face off left circle. Power play, Tri-Cities. Now here come the Americans. Jakes up across the blue line. Jakes right of the net. His shot blocked by Barlage. Into the corner goes Delcourt. Delcourt trying to drop it behind. He does. Puck goes to Rennie. Rennie out front. Jakes, or Nibs rather, to Duval. Jakes. Jakes. Whoops. Jakes couldn't quite handle a pass, and here comes Haas. Haas racing up, but Duval strips him away. Duval losing his stick. Have to go pick it up as Jakes plays it out to Delcourt. Delcourt to Rennie. Across the blue line. Drops it into the corner. Delcourt racing in after it. Delcourt, big hit on him there by Farrell. Second power play of the night for the Americans. Jakes down the slot. Shot blocked up front. Goes into the corner right. Junker will feel that block for a while. Nibs right of the net. Nibs with it. Tries to center for LeBrun. He shoots! Blocked by Ferguson. LeBrun gets it right back. Sean LeBrun out to the blue line. Has it slapped away by Spokane. Here come the Chiefs. Green. Green races in, shoots and calls it. Takes it straight on. Ole the goalie took it right in the chest. It dropped between his pads, and he just hung on to it into the goal crease.
Well, he is just in one of those zones right now that he's just played so well. It's like he knows exactly where the puck's going, and he goes and he knocks it away.
How would you say, maybe if you were a punster, you would say, looking at the Spokane score, that Ole is in the O zone?
We haven't had any of those O zones this year for a full game, have we?
No, we haven't. We've had a couple of close. I screwed one up for Frank by mentioning it, and then Frank lost another one. He had two close. Frank lost one in the last minute and a half of a game here, and I'm sure it was my fault for mentioning it on the radio. He agrees with that.
I'm sure the Americans need one of these kind of games, you know, one that's not doesn't have a lot of pressure going into the third period, one they can relax a little bit with.
I think so. TK to Barnes, and it's slapped away by Spokane as the Chiefs win the faceoff. Here comes Dirksen now. Up the right side, fires it in left of the net, blocked by Spokane. Shot back out. Kennedy at the blue line, but he was just over the line. That's going to get some yelling from the Americans bench. But that's going to be a pretty hard one to argue with. Frank Ferlin, incidentally, will be on the program cover tonight. And that means that he'll be in the penalty box at the end of tonight's game.
Well, Frank needed a rest, but I'm sure he'd like to see some action. I don't know if John will bring him in and keep him sharp tonight. If the Americans get a lead he thinks is comfortable, or whether he'll just leave him on the bench.
Hard to tell. Faceoff goes into the Tri-City zone. Shot in by Spokane, but Kutowitz there. Plays it up the wing to Spenrath. Spenrath cross ice right now to Troy Kennedy. Kennedy breaking in across the blue line. Drop back. Whoops. Got back too far, and Dirksen has to go back for it. Dirksen plays it right to Spenrath. Spenrath off the boards. Kennedy with it. Kennedy leaving it for Spenrath as they race after it. Kennedy and Spenrath right of the net. Barnes on with Kennedy and Spenrath. They shoot the puck down low, but Saharchuk there. Now Dragicevic for Spokane. Penalties over. The Americans 0 for 2 on power plays for the night. Spokane 0 for 3. Puck shot into neutral ice. Delcourt racing after it, trying to get it away from Clem. Delcourt and Clem fight for it. They shoot it down low now. Barlage has it. Taken away from him by McNutt. Barlage getting it right back. Shoots it up to the left point. Kutowitz there. Kutowitz overskated it a little bit. Had to kick it down low to Steve McNutt. McNutt back out to Kutowitz. But Barlage there to break up the play. Now Barnes stealing the puck. Barnes with it. Barnes slides it down below the net. Delcourt wraps around out in the slot. Dirksen a shot, but he fanned on it. Americans get it right back. Barnes chopping it away. Losing it there to Dragicevic. Dragicevic up the left wing. Delcourt working on him. As Drags wheels in. Turns. Tries to shoot it. Delcourt slaps it away. Delcourt steals it. Dragicevic a slash. And Kolzig on his way off the ice. But not in time as Spokane steals the puck away. Dragicevic is just hot at Dennis LaRue. I'll tell you what, he followed LaRue all the way to the referee's crease that time.
I don't know what he had to complain about. He just turned swung his stick like a baseball bat, hit him in the shoulder.
Pretty hard to argue that that wasn't an intentional slash. 14:58 the time of the penalty on Dragicevic. The Americans getting their third power play. Milan has had kind of a frustrating career in the Western Hockey League. He came in as a 16-year-old, one of the top-ranked defensemen ever to play in this league. I mean, they were really high on him. Got traded and he played pretty well his first year. His second year, he had some injury problems, kind of nagging sort of problems, caused a lot of frustration and not much else. Toward the end of last year, his second year in the league, he got whoops. Well, Dragicevic just bought himself an extra 2-minute penalty, so a 4-minute double minor to be killed off by Spokane. Jake's left to LeBrun. That'll sort of turn that around from last night when the Americans had that problem. LeBrun races in, tries to drop it to Fry, can't do it. Shot back to neutral ice, and it goes into the crowd. So I started to say, Dragicevic got traded to New West toward the end of last year, and he wasn't happy about that. New West, something short of being a real class operation last year. And then when he played about 5 regular season games and got traded by the Americans, it has been kind of an unhappy career for him.
He looks like he's got some skills. It's just a matter that somehow he's not meshing with his teammates, and he seems to be frustrated all the time, and he's taking some silly penalties to relieve some of that frustration.
Jake's a drive on the faceoff, and now Kwiatkowski and Czechnica trade shoves in front of the crease. I don't know if either one of them is going to get ticketed, but they were using those sticks and hammering away at each other. 3:39 remaining in the double minor to Dragicevic. That'll be the 3rd and 4th power play for the Americans tonight. Kwiatkowski on the face-off against Green. Spokane zone right circle. Kirk Williamson along with Jim Riley tonight on this Tri-Cities radio broadcast. Jakes sweeps it left to LeBrun. LeBrun shot down the slot, redirected by Kwiatkowski, but it's blocked by Ferguson. Up front, Jakes. Jakes goes left. LeBrun again from the left wing into Duval in the slot. Shoots wide of the net to the right side. Comes out right now to Fry. Goes down low. Kwiatkowski. Darren tried to poke it into Duval. Can't do it. Goes around the other side. From the left now. Duval back to LeBrun at the left point. Whoops. LeBrun couldn't handle the puck. And Friesen there to steal it away. Now LeBrun gets it back. 3:08 to go in the double minor. LeBrun breaks in. LeBrun down the slot to Kwiatkowski. Shoots, and Ferguson makes the save. Almost looked like it was in slow motion, Jim.
Yeah, that's the second nice save in a row by Ferguson, and I think he must be taking a few pointers from Ole.
Yeah, he's playing real well. Played fairly well last night until they got to him a little bit right at the end. 4-0 Tri-Cities. In the last few games between these two clubs, the Americans have beaten Spokane 10-2, 9-3, and 6-3. The two big scores both happened here. Spokane with the puck on the faceoff, but Rennie steals it back for the Americans. Plays it back up the right wing now to Kennedy. Kennedy to Scherstenka. Scherstenka at the blue line. Dumps it into the left corner. There's Rennie. Rennie with the puck. Drops it back down low now to Nibbs. Calvin Nibbs back out to Rennie. Rennie back up front. Kutowitz. Kutowitz left to Rennie. Back to Cutter. Kelly Kutowitz in the left point. Kutowitz at the blue line. Slides up top of the slot. Goes right to Scherstenka. Scherstenka goes down left now to Calvin Nibbs. Nibbs goes right to Kennedy. Kennedy, give and go, backhand shot, kicked away by Ferguson. Kutowitz, a slap! And it's wide of the net, back to neutral ice. Boy, he put some muscle into that shot. And back for it is Scherstenka. Dan Scherstenka wheeling around, outlet pass to Nibbs, and he's just across the red line. 2:12 remaining in the double minor to Dragicevic. 3:14 to go in the second period here at the Tri-Cities Coliseum. Face-off will come in the left circle. Tri-Cities zone. Looks like it might be Mike Haas. It's Haas with Lowen, Farledge, and Farrell. For the Americans, it's Stu Barnes to face off against Lowen with Delcourt and LeBrun and Spenrath and Jakes. LeBrun and Jakes at the blue line. They moved Sean back to the blue line some time ago, and that made a lot of difference in the power play as Delcourt comes up the right wing, fires it in left of the net. Delcourt's stick just shattered there as it hits the boards, and Delhi has to go get another stick. He does as the Chiefs try to bring it back out. Now Jakes has it, sweeps it back to Delcourt. Delcourt across the blue line, tried to center it, couldn't do it. Chases it into the corner. Puck comes up to Haas, fires it up to the point. LeBrun blocks it, but it's across the blue line. And Spenrath will touch it. Boy, I'll tell you what, that stick just flew into a zillion pieces.
Yeah, that's the second one we've seen tonight. Those are kind of a high-priced item, too, aren't they, Kirk?
Yeah, they are. Is that a Sherwood? If it's a Sherwood, it's a real high-priced item.
There's too many pieces to tell, I think.
They went out and bought a bunch of new sticks up in Victoria, and Sherwoods are supposed to be the kind of the elite stick around, and I don't think that's a Sherwood.
Do they use different kinds of woods, or?
It's just, I think, partly in the way they're made. That's a Delcourt stick, Canadian. They, apparently it's in the way they're made, maybe the way they select the wood, but the Sherwoods are the $30 a piece class of the stick market. Duval with the puck at the right wing. Tell you who else makes hockey sticks is Hillerich and Bradley, that makes the Louisville Slugger. Jakes with the puck, right side to LeBrun, top of the slot. Goes left now. Barnes who shot wide of the net. Back up front now to Duval. He brings it up in the corner. Right to LeBrun. LeBrun wheels in from the right circle. LeBrun pulls up short. Jakes one time shoots, but it hits Kennedy right in the midsection. Troy Kennedy with the puck off to the right wing now. TK swings it back up front to Jakes. Jakes a shot, redirected up front by Duval, but it's blocked by Spokane. Back behind the net, Lowen. 48 seconds remaining in the penalty, and the puck frozen there. A couple of interesting things I learned not long ago. I was talking with a representative from Cooper, which makes a ton of hockey gear. And Cooper also makes baseball bats, Jim. And a number of Major League players are beginning to use them. So I guess if Louisville Slugger can get into the hockey stick business, it's appropriate for Cooper to get into the baseball bat business.
Well, ever since they went to the aluminum bats in college and high school, the baseball bat market has had to have dropped off. I hear this year for the first time they're going to be ceramic bats.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's an interesting concept.
They're in fact, they're legal in high school and college.
Well, I still don't like the aluminum bats, so what can I say? I know they're cheaper, and I know they're more consistent, and they last longer and all that. But I don't think a home run that goes ping is really a home run. Rennie with the puck down low, brings it up front. Shot by Barnes, blocked, or by Kwiatkowski, rather. Blocked there by Ferguson, and shot back out to neutral ice. Dirksen wheels around. 28 seconds left in the power play. This will be a momentum builder for Spokane if they can get out of this one alive. Nibs with the puck at center ice. Nibs across the blue line. Nibs to the left side. Racing in on Clem, but Clem cuts him off. Nibs with the puck, slides it back up front now. Kutowitz goes down low to Rennie. Oops, Rennie overskated. Kwiatkowski chases into the corner, gets it back to Kutowitz. Smothered by Kutowitz at the blue line. Now Rennie, right side, Nibs. Nibs into the slot for Kwiatkowski. Blocked away by Spokane. Chiefs lose the puck at the blue line to Kutowitz. And just as the penalty to Dragicevic runs out, a line violation against the Americans. So the Americans go 0 for 4. A couple of power plays that they were unable to connect on. They've had 3 this period. All 3 of them, incidentally, on penalties to Dragicevic.
That may be a result of this 4-0 lead. Sometimes it's a little harder to go that put in that little extra effort when you got a 4-goal lead.
Minute to play in the period. Face-off won by the Chiefs. 4-0 Tri-Cities. Seattle losing to Medicine Hat tonight. The Americans steal a puck back. Spenrath to the right wing. Drops it back for Jakes. Jakes working on Barley. Shoots it in for Spenrath. Puck chopped loose. Back to neutral ice. Back forward is McNutt. Cross ice left now to Scherstenka. Scherstenka brings it up. Lifts it into the left corner. Racing after it is Ferguson. He'll play it out right side to Czechny. Acquired from Lethbridge by Spokane, and that's puck frozen there. Now Delcourt and Lowen exchange punches. Their former teammates, Delcourt and Duval, coming to Tri-Cities in exchange for Hawes and Dragicevic.
Lowen kind of reached out and just gave Delcourt a little a little tap to the face. It wasn't real hard. It was more like a high five than an actual punch to do any damage.
And apparently the referee, Dennis LaRue, choosing to see it that way. 31 seconds to play in the second period. Americans leading Spokane 4-0. Kirk Williamson along with Jim Riley on this hockey broadcast. Delcourt and Travis Green. Face-off right circle, Spokane zone. Puck's down, dropped into the corner. Spenrath racing in with Clem. Clem has the puck. They pull up short. Clem trying to do something with it. Now Delcourt takes it away. The Americans center it. Stolen away in the slot. Backhand shot by Scherstenka. Wide of the net right. Now Spokane with it, but Delcourt taking it away. Delcourt centering for McNutt. Puck's loose in the slot. McNutt gets it out left. Scherstenka. He starts in. Scherstenka taken off the puck and taken down into the corner. Spenrath racing in after Falloon. Falloon chops it back around and comes out to the right point. And time runs out in the period with the Americans unable to do any more damage. And Delcourt and Whitney exchanging compliments down along the right boards. 4-0 Tri-Cities. At the end of 2, we'll be back on this Tri-Cities Radio Americans hockey broadcast.
Get hot, get those two guys going. Who knows what could happen? The Americans could suddenly find themselves doing some wonderful things.
Well, I think if you look at the history of this club, last year they just made the playoffs as the New Westminster Bruins, losing, I think, in 6 games or 7 games to Spokane, or to Kamloops, rather. And they're making the announcement there, and you hear the crowd react to the score at Moose Jaw. The interesting thing is that they dismantled the New Westminster Bruins almost entirely and built a team out of veteran and new players that they thought could be a playoff team, but it's taken this long to gel. Face-off won by McNutt to start the period. Dirksen fires it in, but it's stopped at the blue line by Spokane. She's back to neutral ice. Whitney racing after with Kutowitz. Kutowitz has it. Fires it up to the right wing. Back to neutral ice with the Chiefs there to cut it off. Evans with the puck. Cross ice right for Larson. He fires it back to the Tri-City zone. Kutowitz there. 4-0 Americans. Headman pass to McNutt off the right wing. McNutt beating his man. Puck chopped away there by Evans, and it's chopped out of play. 4-0 Tri-Cities leading the Spokane Chiefs.
You could even see a few smiles on the ice there when they announced that score.
Yeah, you could. Barnes getting the first goal for the Americans. LeBrun the second. And LeBrun's on an assist to Kolzig. Spenrath the third, and Barnes getting the fourth. So Stu Barnes working on the hat trick tonight as the puck shot back up to neutral ice to Duval. Broken up there by Spokane. Chiefs have it. Haas firing it in right of the net. Kolzig comes out to play to leave it for Scherstenka. Dan Scherstenka. Whoops, almost has it stolen away by Spokane, but the Americans get it back. Quick outlet pass intended for Rennie from Kennedy. Blocked there by Haas. Haas will drop it back left to Clem. Clem goes up the left wing to Barlage. Barlage to Lowen, and Lowen has it taken away from him by Rennie. Good play by the Rune Dog as he shoots it back into neutral ice. And there, Jakes and Barlage are going to go for it. Barlage has his helmet off, and Jakes taking a couple of shots. Whoops, now Jakes' jersey comes over his head, and he's essentially tied up, and he gets a haymaker in on Barlage there. Oh, boy. Barlage got Jakes' jersey up over his head. Then he made the mistake of pulling it on down, and Jakes got a couple of pretty good haymakers in there.
Yeah, he got a good left that knocked him right to the ice.
Well, that one comes at the 1 minute and 5 second mark of the period.
I think we're probably going to see a lot of that as this game gets down the stretch. Spokane is obviously a very frustrated hockey team right now.
You have as much trouble as I have trying to figure out where fighting fits into this sport.
I think the whole sport is taking a look at itself and trying to figure out where fighting fits in. And I think it's good to see. I think any sport needs to look at itself once in a while and decide. I mean, let's look at basketball. They put in the three-point field goal. It's hard to even remember basketball without that three-pointer.
Yeah, that's true. And you think back of some. Think how great the 78 and 79 Richland High School basketball teams would have been with a three-point play, with the likes of Dave Keller and Rick Rose and some of those guys who would shoot from downtown. On the faceoff outside the blue line, Spokane steals the puck. 4-0 Americans. No power play. Coincidental fighting majors. Puck goes onto the stick of Friesen up the left wing. Friesen taken down hard by Rennie, but he gets it to Lowen. Lowen bashed by Kutowitz as the puck shot back into the Spokane zone. Racing back for it is Duval, but Ferguson will leave it there for Farrell. Duval wiped out, boy, big time by Czechnica. Now the Chiefs bring it up. Haas at center ice. Haas a drive. What a rifle shot. Comes right back to Haas, and Kolzig makes two great saves on Haas's best shot, which is a booming slap shot. Now Fry takes it in, drops it off to Barnes. Barnes in the slot. Barnes can't get a shot down, drops it over right to Duval. Duval shovels it down the dasher board to Barnes. Barnes takes a pretty good hit there to the right side by Larson, and it comes back up the right side. Out of the lineup for Spokane tonight, Marco Fuster, Bob Platzer serving an indefinite suspension. Some people they've been counting on as Kutowitz races back into his own end for it. Now the puck comes up the right wing. The Americans will, oh, Barnes-Arama. Here comes Barnes. Cross ice right, intended for LeBrun, broken up by Larson. Shot back to neutral ice, but Krause is there. Krause dumping it in left of the Spokane net. LeBrun chases after it. LeBrun dumped by Larson. Larson gets it out left side, now to Junker. Junker up the left wing, drops it off to Sexsmith. Sexsmith left side whistle. Offside as, look where Dragosevic's left skate is. A millimeter outside the blue line. That was a close call. You talk about a game of inches, Jim.
Yeah. I'm kind of surprised to see Dragosevic back on the ice. I mean, it's obviously been a frustrating night for him, but I guess they're going to live and die with him.
They're only dressing 17 players, and maybe they don't have much choice. Fuster's out. Roland played one shift, and he's apparently not going to be back for a while, as Sandwith plays it head along the left wing to Spenrath. Gets by Spenrath into the Spokane zone. They played around behind the net. McNutt races up for it. McNutt fanned on it, but he's digging along the right wing boards now. Whitney gets it away from him. Spokane with it. And it's steered right back by Delcourt. Delcourt across the blue line, taken away from him by Green. Travis Green up the left wing, cross ice right. Stopped there by Sandwith. Here comes Turan, puts it on Delcourt's stick. Stolen away from him by Green. Green back up the left side. Through neutral ice. Green a drive wide of the net. Comes all the way out to the right wing. And McNutt will chase it. McNutt in a foot race. 3-on-2 right to Delcourt. Delcourt wheels into the right corner. Slides it back up front. Blocked by Ferguson. As Spenrath and McNutt were racing in on him. 4-0 the Americans. I don't think there's been a cheap goal in the bunch for Tri-Cities. Ferguson really hasn't played that badly.
No, he's played well. It's just Spokane just doesn't seem like they've got things together tonight, and the Americans have taken advantage of it.
4-0 Tri-Cities leading the Spokane Chiefs. Kirk Williamson along with Jim Riley, the sports editor for the Tri-City Herald. Haas with Rennie. Face-off won by Haas. Back behind the net. Czechnica hit there hard by Nibbs. Kwiatkowski pokes it loose, but Haas has it. Haas bring it up quickly for Spokane. Haas across center ice. Gets it ahead now to Lowen. Lowen wheels in on Kolzig, goes around behind the net. Kolzig cuts him off. Penalty coming up. Holding the call. And it may go against Sherstenka.
I think you're right. It looked like he kind of grabbed a little piece of jersey there.
Dan Sherstenka will go for holding. And that's the create the 5th power play for the Chiefs tonight. No, I take that back. For the Chiefs, it'll be their 3rd power play. 4th power play. And it comes at the 3:41 mark. Face-off right circle, chopped into the corner. Jerks in there, blasts it. Back to neutral ice, into the Spokane zone. It'll be icing. Nope, Ferguson will leave it there for Clem, and Clem will just start the breakout. Clem hands it off to Lowen. Gets it right back. Clem goes left now to Frank Evans. Spokane's defensemen handle the puck pretty well. Linesman wiped out right in front of the Tri-Cities net. Stepped on something. as the Chiefs shoot it up the right side. Goes by Haas to Kutowitz. Cross ice right. Dirksen, and he blasts it back into the Spokane zone. Of course, it wouldn't be icing. There's a power play underway. Spokane with the puck. Left now to Evans. They're having a lot of trouble getting into the Tri-City zone. Now here comes Haas across the red line. Haas to the blue line, drops it off left to Sexsmith. Penalty coming up. Sexsmith hooked by Barnes. Well, no, wait a minute. Yeah, it'll be against the Tri-Cities. Dennis LaRue just created a 5-on-3 as Stu Barnes comes off. I think he really, high sticking the call.
Of course, this is exactly what the Americans don't need at this point in the game. Ahead 4-0, they don't need any penalties. But on the other hand, you have to continue to play aggressively, and that seems to be what they're doing.
Whoa! A 5-minute major for high sticking with intent to injure. I'm not real sure I saw Barnes do anything that looked like that kind of a penalty.
I didn't see it either.
And I was watching the play, but a major penalty whistled by referee LaRue. Greg Spenrath goes over to say, hey, what gives? And LaRue explaining it to the big redhead. Spenrath wearing the captain's C. It'll be a minute 9 of 5-on-3, and then another 3 minutes and 51 seconds of power play for Spokane. So it would be the 4th and 5th power plays for the Chiefs.
That just doesn't sound like Stu Barnes to pull something like that.
No, it really doesn't. Face off left side. Clem with it for Spokane. 5-on-3. Chiefs go right. Sexsmith up front. Clem slides it down low. Blocked by Kolzig, and a shot out of there by the Americans. Shot twice by Green and fired out of there by the Tri-Cities. Now off goes Spenrath on his Rennie. Chiefs with it, right side. Americans in their triangle defense. Right up front now, Clem to the top of the slot. Slides it right to Sexsmith. The shot, Kolzig covers up. Beautiful shot. A left-handed drive by Sexsmith. A very quick snapshot from the right circle, and you hear the crowd react. Shouting, Ole, Ole, Ole.
Well, you can tell he's really pumped up. He was really pounding those pipes with his stick a few minutes ago, and he knows what the score is, and he knows how much time's left and what's at stake the first time it might happen. I'm not going to mention it, but you can't.
Not me either, no. Face off right circle, still 5-on-3 for another half minute, and the Americans able to chop it away. Rennie, Kraus, and Kutowitz on the ice for Tri-Cities. Now here comes Clem. Clem to the blue line. Feeds it left side for Falloon. Kraus watching Pat Falloon as he goes into the corner and wipes himself out. Now Kutowitz there. Kutowitz controlling the puck, stolen away. Goes right in front of the goal crease. Off to the right side for Spokane. Travis Green. Green to Clem. Left Falloon. A drive. Kolzig. Oh, they scored. Pat Falloon from the left wing.
It looked like Ole got a good piece of the puck, but he was just backed into the goal mouth, and it went past him.
That was a tremendous drive by Pat Falloon from about 25 feet in the left circle. That comes at the 5:32 mark. Spokane's first goal.
Well, I don't know if they keep any statistics on 5-on-3s, but I'm sure the probability of scoring a goal is pretty good.
Yeah, I think so. Travis Green, who got the other assist? The other assist to John Clem, as we check with Barry Kilburn, the head of off-ice officials. Well, that wipes out the one penalty, and the Americans are back to 4 players on the ice. Problem here is that on a major, they can score as many times as they can light the lamp. Up the right wing comes Lowen. Lowen into the corner. Dirksen keeping an eye on him. Lowen wheels all the way around. Out to the right point. Right they go to Dragicevic. Dragicevic's shot wide of the net. Glove right behind the net by Whitney. Tried to get it out, and the Americans slap it away. Back to Evans. Right to Dragicevic. Evans at the blue line. Evans feeds it on the left side low and shoots it down low to Haas. Haas, he can't do anything with it. Back out to the left wing. Back up front now to Lowen. Lowen stolen away by Delcourt. Delcourt hooked along the boards. Are we going to get a whistle? Come on, Dennis. And here comes Lowen. Up the right side. Drop back past Whitney. Back to Lowen, right of the net. Up to Haas. His shot blocked by Kolzig. Kolzig comes up big again.
2 tremendous saves there.
Wow. And I think the Americans are going to have something to say about the hooking on Greg Delcourt in front of the Americans bench.
Again, that was such an obvious penalty, and yet nothing was called, and then they call other penalties that we can't even see. I don't know. Sometimes I wonder if we're watching the same hockey game.
Yeah, I do too. 13:31 to go, third period. 3:03 remaining in the Major to Barnes. Ice sticking 5 minutes.
I'll tell you one thing, though, Kirk. I certainly wouldn't want to be a hockey referee. That has got to be a difficult job.
Well, you know, we were thinking about that the other day. You know how many basketball courts you can put in this surface? 4. Basketball had to go to 3 referees at the pro level and in college, and yet in hockey they got 1 guy with a whistle. Now the Americans steal the puck. Up the right wing comes Jakes. Jakes cross ice left for Nibbs. Nibbs takes it into the Spokane zone. Back up front. Kutowicz, a drive from out front, blocked. And we got a whistle. I think we had an American offside as Kutowicz took a shot from outside the blue line, and Ferguson saw it all the way.
Well, the Americans have 2 minutes and 50 seconds left in this penalty against Stu Barnes, and so far they look like they're doing fairly well once they got out of the 5-on-3 situation.
Face-off just outside the blue line, left circle. It is Green with Rennie. Puck drop and controlled by Spokane. John Clem goes left side now to Falloon. Falloon, a 16-year-old, brings it up. Certainly in the running for Rookie of the Year. Shot into the Tri-City zone, all the way back into neutral ice and back into the Spokane zone. Backboard is Falloon. Rennie lines him up. Falloon overskates the puck. Rennie jumps in on top of him into the right corner, but it comes out left now to Sexsmith. Sexsmith drops it down low for Clem behind the net. John Clem will start the breakout. Hands the pass off right side to Travis Green. Green up the right wing. Spokane in red, white, and blue, mostly red with the blue pants. Left side, line violation against Falloon as he went in a little early on with Green.
Boy, Rennie sure does a nice job of killing penalties, doesn't he?
He works so hard.
I think of all the players that I've seen from the beginning of the first home game until now, I think I've seen more improvement in Steve Rennie than almost anyone.
Confidence has been really coming in. He's starting to put some points on the board. For a while there, you know, they said he was the best player in the league with only 1 goal. And right now, he's just up among the best players in the league, period. Face-off, won by the Chiefs. Whitney with it, left wing. Big scramble at the blue line, and Falloon picks it up, takes it in. No, that's Lowen. Left of the net. Lowen goes down hard in the corner. The Americans with it. Kennedy has it taken away from him by Whitney. Whitney tries to reverse direction. Whitney gets it to Haas, right of the net. Minute 51 remaining in the penalty to Barnes. Back up front now, Evans. Evans goes right side. Farrell shoots it across the slot. LeBrun almost got to it. Played down low into the corner. Lowen working on Krause underneath. Krause trying to slap it away now from Whitney. Lowen gets it. Krause nails him right in front of the net. As they try to wrap it around, Whitney tried to reverse directions. He faced up with Kolzig, and Ole simply intimidated him. Now it's shot back into the Spokane zone. Bad pass by the Chiefs. Back goes Farrell. Farrell wheels around behind the net, brings it up the left wing. Now goes to the right. Farrell cuts in behind Lowen. Goes behind a screen by Haas and has it taken away by Kwiatkowski. Fired back into neutral ice. There's another guy that's glad to be on this team and working hard to show it. Here come the Chiefs. Evans to the red line. Shoots it in right of the Tri-Cities net. Minute 2 left in the penalty to Barnes. Left behind the net for Krause or for Jakes. Fired back up to the right point. Evans in the slot to Falloon. Cross ice left. Whoops to John Clem, and Clem loses it over the blue line. Right to Frank Evans. Evans cut off by McNutt as he tries to take it in. Cross ice left now to Junker. He rips it into the Tri-City zone. Kolzig lets it go. Comes out to McNutt, and he blasts it back to neutral ice. Want to step in front of that? No, thank you. Right side Evans finds Falloon. Pat Falloon, top of the right circle, goes down the right boards, drop back pass. Evans shot left of the net. And it comes back out to the point left. Clem shot back down. The Americans chop it out of play. 22 seconds to go. Right side Evans. Evans dumping it in beside the Tri-Cities net. Kolzig there. Leaves it for Krause. Krause backhands it to Jakes. And Jakes will bring it out. Steve Jakes up the right wing and lifts it into the Spokane zone. Shift change, Tri-Cities. Spenrath and Kutowitz step on the ice, along with Delcourt, and Barnes is ready. Here comes Barnes. Dragicevic, they get it to Spenrath. Spenrath looking for Barnes. Spenrath at the blue line, cross ice for Barnes. Knocked away by Spokane. Lowen has it. Shot back to neutral ice, but the Chiefs can't control it. Now Kutowitz shoots it to Barnes, but Spenrath is there. Spenrath will handle the pass back to Dirksen. Devin Dirksen wheels in front of his net, looking for the breakout. Dirksen gets it ahead to Spenrath at the blue line. Spenner starts into the slot. Kicked off the puck by 3 guys. Delcourt races into the corner on Barledge. Now Barledge loses it to Barnes. Barnes starts in from the right wing, sweeps it up front, but Lowen is there. And it's shot back to neutral ice. Dragicevic racing in on Dirksen, and Dirksen nailed him. Good night, Milan. What a hit by Devin Dirksen. Put Milan into the cheap seats. Up to Kutowitz. Kutowitz along the left wing, kicks it down low. Dirksen goes in after it with Whitney. Whitney will control the puck. Now they may freeze it there. Now the puck's loose. Dragicevic has his skate on it. Comes out to Milan. Centers it right in front of the slot. But Barley's can't do anything. Now a shot blocked by Kolzig. Another big play by Ole, the goalie. Here comes Delcourt. Delcourt to Barnes, though. Broken up by Spokane. Chiefs, Larson right to Dragicevic. Puts it on the stick of Sexsmith. Fired over the net. Rebound comes down. Kutowitz there behind the net for the Americans. Sexsmith trying to take it away. Kutowitz kicks it out right to Duval. Murray Duval will look for Barnes and Delcourt again. Duval gets around Whitney, finds Barnes. Barnes at the left wing. Barnes-Arama, here he comes to the blue line. Stu Barnes in the slot, slides it down low for Duval. Loses the puck, shot back to the blue line. Jakes keeps it in play, but the Spokane Chiefs will have it. Here comes Larson up the right wing to Travis Green. Green a drive, and Kolzig makes the glove save. He shot that right between the legs of Terrence Sandwith, and Kolzig saw it all the way. Right to Green, chopped away by Sandwith. Here comes Duval. Duval and Barnes. Duval, a drive, but it's blocked there by Larson. Out of the goal crease comes Ferguson, and he'll cover it up. Boy, furious action, and what a couple of great saves by Kolzig.
Well, it won't be a shutout, but I'll tell you what, this is one he should remember a long time because he has played incredible hockey. And, you know, it's 4-1, but boy, it sure should be 4-0.
Sure should be. 6,010. Although, again, Kolzig was beaten on a quality shot by Pat Falloon on that long power play. I think that was, came in the 4th power play. So the Chiefs now 1 for 5. Face-off left circle, 8:29 to play for sole possession of 4th place. 4-1 Tri-Cities. Lowen on the face-off against Rennie. Shot to the blue line. Jakes with it. Plays it off the boards for Nibbs. He rips it in beside the net. Comes back out to the right wing. Troy Kennedy there. Kennedy wheels in. Gets it down low to Rennie. Rennie out into the slot right. Nibbs. Nibbs dropping it back for Kennedy. Back to Nibbs. Nibbs along the boards. Nibbs to Kennedy in the slot. Goes left. Sandwith. Sandwith a shot. Blocked up front. It hit Rennie, actually. Now the puck chopped loose. Barledge trying to get it. Comes out to Nibbs. Nibbs a shot, but it's blocked up front. Goes into the wide of the net. On the dashboard, Lowen. Lowen, cross ice right. Nice pass for him. To the right side, Haas. Haas winds up, shoots around beside the net. Comes all the way back to neutral ice. Kolzig looked Mike Haas in the eye, and Haas misfired. It'll be Farrell bringing it out for Spokane. If he can get around Nibbs, he does. Goes to the left wing. Now works around Rennie. To the right side to Dragicevic. Dragicevic down low. Rennie takes him off the puck. A give and go, and the Americans break it up. Back to neutral ice. Wheeling back for it quickly is Steve Junker. Junker, and it will not be icing as Junker goes behind the net. Junker shoots the pass ahead to neutral ice, but Krause is there for Tri-Cities. It's McNutt. Backhand pass to Spenrath. Broken up by Spokane. Dragicevic and McNutt steals the pass. Back for it is Sherstenka. Shoots it into the Spokane zone. This time it'll be icing when Farrell touches it. And icing the call. We'll take timeout on this Tri-Cities Radio Americans hockey broadcast.
Perfect 10, the official hairstylist of the Tri-City Americans. Perfect 10 features a full-service hair and nail care salon, carrying professional products for all your hair care needs. Perfect 10 also uses advanced techniques in perm, cut, color, and foil lightening. Perfect 10 is open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m., Saturdays 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Perfect hair, perfect nails, a perfect you at Perfect 10.
4-1, Tri-Cities leading the Spokane Chiefs. A two-game sweep in the making for the Americans. This will be their 4th win in a row. Kirk Williamson along with Jim Riley at Tri-Cities Coliseum. They really are looking good tonight.
They sure are, and this must have been the way they played the last 3 games on the road.
It has. Very intense. Hard work making things go right. Puck shot back to neutral ice. On the faceoff, LeBrun racing in after it. LeBrun being hooked from behind by Barlage, but no call there. Puck down in the corner. Fry brings it out. Fry in the slot, loses it. Poke checked away by Green, but Fry chases his man to the boards. Now the Chiefs have it. Headman pass intended for Falloon. Kraus there to steal it. Back on the right wing to Scherstenka. Gets it ahead to Fry. Cross ice left. LeBrun and Barnes. 2-on-1 to Barnes. Scores! What a pass from Sean LeBrun!
That was an incredible pass.
All Barnes had to do was put his stick on it, and it's in the net.
Here come the hats.
Barnes has his hat trick.
Well, I'll tell you what, though, you've got to give credit for that goal to Sean LeBrun. Just a beautiful pass. Ferguson was nowhere in the picture by the time Barnes got the puck.
Barnes from LeBrun and Fry, I believe. 5th goal, 5-1 Tri-Cities. Stu Barnes getting the hat trick. And LeBrun Fry getting the other assist for the Americans.
Barnes must have quite a hat collection by now.
Did you see LeBrun the other night? He came up here and we were talking to him on the telecast, and he had a whole fistful of hats that the usher brought him. Now here comes Jakes. Jakes across the blue line shoots, but Evans there to smother it. The Americans fans counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Puck up the right wing. Haas with it. Plays it ahead now to Lowen. Nice pass to Lowen. Well, not quite so nice. A 2-line pass. And they'll bring it back into the Spokane zone.
We've seen some of the prettiest goals of the season tonight.
Yeah, we have. And LeBrun's pass went right underneath a Spokane defenseman. I'm not sure who was back there. It may have been, it was either Clem or Farrell. LeBrun laid that pass right underneath the guy to Barnes. What a beautiful play.
I think even you could have scored on that one.
I can't even stand up on the ice. Kwiatkowski with the puck for the Americans. Now Ruck. Ruck to Nibbs. Nibbs up the right wing. Nibbs a wrist shot. Wide of the net left. Comes back out to the blue line. Nibbs another shot. Ferguson blocks it. Kwiatkowski races in. But the rebound's controlled by Spokane. Right wing it goes now to Saharchuk. Puck stolen in the slot. Nibbs. Nibbs tried to shoot it and is blocked by Spokane. Comes out to the left wing. Now to Ruck. Colin Ruck starts in. Fires. Blocked out front. Ruck played really well last night in Spokane. Right side it goes Saharchuk. Ruck and Jakes, the defense pair. And Ruck takes Saharchuk down in the corner. Comes back up to Nibbs. Nibbs ahead to Rennie. Here comes Rennie with Kwiatkowski left. Rennie pulls up short in the slot. Shoots. Ferguson makes the save.
Well, you were talking about Ruck, and the thing about him is he's got such great physical tools.
Oh, man. You know, you think about the Americans next year. You look at the likes of Kevin Robertson, Dan Scherstenka, and you look at a Steve McNutt, a Jason Dunham, and then you look at the blue line and you look at Terran Sandwith and Colin Ruck. Now, is that imposing or what? Both of them over 6'4", both of them well over 200 pounds, and both of them with great physical tools.
Both of them can skate too. And that's not easy when you're that big, I think, sometimes.
Not when you're that big and that young. I think one of the things the Americans are waiting for Ruck particularly to kind of grow into that body of his. And when he does, it's going to be real scary as the Chiefs bring it down into the Tri-City zone. Slapped away by Kolzig. Falloon walks in. Goes left. A shot by Green. Blocked by Kolzig. Maybe just got the glove on it. Sandwith with it. Starts to break out. His pass. Glove by Evans. Shot back into the Tri-City zone. Here comes Green across the blue line left side. Green goes right. Finds Farrell, but the Americans break up the play. Puck chopped into the corner right. Kutowitz there. Kelly Kutowitz for the Americans. 5-1 Tri-Cities. Headman pass now to Kennedy. TK and Duval. Duval to the blue line. Finds Kennedy down low. Kennedy shoots just over the net. And Kennedy is run hard into the boards by the Spokane Chiefs. Might be a little retaliation on that one. Sexsmith left side, blocked by Kolzig. Puck to the right wing. Delcourt down low, chopped down by Kraus in the corner. Kraus taking Sexsmith to the boards hard. Now they try to dig the puck loose. Delcourt getting it to McNutt. Here comes McNutt up the left wing. Puck stolen. No, goes to Spenrath. Spenrath one-on-one, a drive. Ferguson covers up. Boy, Spenrath tried to blow that one right through Ferguson.
It was a good hard shot by Spenrath, but right in Ferguson's midsection.
Jeff Ferguson acquired earlier this season from Lethbridge in a whole bunch of trades. You know, the Americans going into a part of the schedule after they get this week over, Jim, the Kamloops Victoria trip, where they'll have a bunch of home dates now to wrap up the season.
Yeah, and right when they get back, Friday they're home against Spokane, and then they go up to Spokane. So hopefully they can keep the momentum they've built against
Dragosevic given away. McNutt, shot! Did they score? No. Ferguson. Dragosevic's pass stolen by McNutt in the slot. McNutt takes a wrist shot. Delcourt takes a whack at it, and Ferguson able to grab it and fall back into the goal mouth.
Yeah, that puck kind of popped up in the air, and he had to kind of grab it like an infield fly roll or a fair catch on a punt.
Yeah. With some beef coming down on top of him as Spenrath and Delcourt were both there.
Well, Ferguson has nothing to be ashamed about his performance tonight. He has really played well. The Americans have come out and really peppered him with a lot of shots.
5-1 Tri-Cities with 3:53 to go here at Tri-Cities Coliseum. McNutt against Sexsmith. Face-off won by the Spokane Chiefs. But McNutt goes in, steals the puck along the boards. Now Delcourt races in, and a whistle. Puck frozen there. The face-off will come in the right circle. Shift change Tri-Cities. LeBrun, Barnes, and Duval. Duval moving up to that line now in place of Rick Fry. And at the defense, at the blue line, well, the Twin Towers are on the ice together for the first time of the season. Colin Ruck and Turan Sandwich. The crowd's been hollering for the Twin Towers for some time. And now they got them on the ice together. Up the left wing now. Stolen by LeBrun. Back to Sandwich. Sandwich back to LeBrun. LeBrun starts to the right wing. LeBrun across the blue line. Pulls up short. Goes left to Barnes. Barnes will play it off the boards. Down low, Duval. Duval in the slot. LeBrun takes a shot. It's blocked by Ferguson. Now Barnes will chase it, but picked up by Green. Headman to Falloon, and Ruck takes it away from him. Ruck to LeBrun. LeBrun at the blue line. His pass smothered there by Evans. Ruck takes it right back, and Sandwith fires it in to the Spokane zone. Ferguson leaves it behind the net for Larson. Larson out the right side. Barnes all over him. Chad Larson having his pocket picked down there by Barnes. Now he chops it out to the point, but Sandwith there, whoops, it gets by Turan Sandwith. Sandwith there, plays it back, but picked up by Evans. Evans up the left wing. Evans up front, shot taken out front by Friesen, off the glass. And it's steered away by Barnes. Here comes Barnes with Duval. Headman pass to Duval, and it goes right over his stick. Ferguson came out to play it, and Duval jumped on it. But all over Duval is Barlage. Now Spokane with it. They play it up the right wing to Lowen. Lowen goes right to Friesen. Friesen drop back pass, and he's offside. Lowen was offside just barely as they race into the Tri-City zone.
Well, the Twin Towers played well for most of that shift. Both of them made some nice passes and kept the puck for the most part in Spokane's end.
5-1, Americans leading the Spokane Chiefs. Turan Sandwith just turned 17, 6'4", 220 out of Stony Plain, Alberta. Ruck, 6'5", 200 plus out of Kelowna, BC.
And behind him they got Ole, and that's a pretty good
well, yeah,
good
Colton's 6'3" and about 210 or better. Now Kennedy on the faceoff to the right side, centers for Nibbs. Nibbs takes it around behind the net, being worked over by Spokane. Now it comes to the right wing. Here comes Haas, puts it on Lowen's stick. Lowen steps across the blue line, drops it back to Haas, top of the slot. Haas trying to take a shot. No, Kwiatkowski nails him to the boards. Down low it goes. Haas, Lowen, and he scores. Lowen shoots it. Nice pass from Mike Haas to Darcy Lowen. And he scores at the minute 59, with the minute 59 left, the 18:01 mark.
Boy, a nice hard shot. It just kind of got past Ole's glove there.
Scored by number 10, Darcy Lowen. The assist to number 23, Mike Haas, and number 15, Rob Friesen at 18:01.
Friesen also getting an assist. He held all of Spokane's rookie records until this year, and they've all the records, assists, goals, been broken by rookie Pat Falloon. Face-off won by the Chiefs. Sexsmith with it. Goes right to Whitney. At the blue line. Back to Sexsmith. Taken off by Duval. And the puck stripped away by Fry. Here comes Fry. 3-on-2. Fry with Ruck left. Pass to Ruck. Ruck. Drop back pass. Fry shoots. And it's blocked by Ferguson. Fry picked his spot. Nice wrist shot. Headed for the upper right-hand corner of the net. But Ferguson made the save.
Very nice save by Ferguson. He just reached that glove up there and snatched it away just before he could get into the goal.
5-2, Tri-Cities leading the Spokane Chiefs.
Well, it's 1:41 here. I'm sure the Americans are just trying to get this thing over with.
I would think so. 5-2 the score. Tri-Cities leading. Rennie winning the draw. Tried to center it, slapped away. Now Spokane with it. They shoot it back to neutral ice, but Fry will run it down. Dropping it back to Duval. Duval with it. Tried to get it to Ruck. Can't do it. Sexsmith with it. And it's knocked away from him. Now Fry with it. Puts it on Rennie's stick. Up the left wing. Rennie across the blue line. Rennie starts in on Ferguson. Wheels around. Back up front. Sandwith. Whoops. Taryn misplayed it, and it's shot back into the Spokane zone from neutral ice. Now Turan with it. Sandwith puts it on Rennie's stick, and Rennie fires it back to the Spokane zone. Shift change, Tri-Cities. Sandwith will stay out there, along with Sherstenka. 1 minute to play in the hockey game. Chiefs with it. They shoot it left to Whitney. Ray Whitney up the left wing. Whitney gets a little pick there from Farrell. Goes up the wing. Kennedy on him, though. Puck shot toward the blue line, taken there by Evans. Evans goes in left. Sexsmith from the left wing. Sherstenka pokes it away, and Kennedy steals it. Kennedy with the puck. Right of the Tri-Cities net. Headman pass right to Kwiatkowski. He goes left to Nibbs. Nibbs up the wing. Nibbs up the left wing. Centers it for Kennedy, and TK can't quite get a shot away. Kennedy backhands it out front. Kwiatkowski, his shot blocked up front. Kiwi gets it right back. Wraps around the net. But he's being worked over hard by Evans. Can't do anything with it. Now Kennedy there. Kennedy behind the net. Tries to center it for Nibbs. And Nibbs looks like he got stepped on or speared as the puck comes back into the Tri-City zone, and Kolzig slaps it away. 6 seconds remaining. Puck out in front of the net. Sherstenka turns around and holds the puck. At the end of the hockey game, the final score. Tri-Cities 5, Spokane 2. Thanks, Jim Roddick, for joining us. Always a pleasure to talk with you, and good to have you with us on the broadcast tonight.
Thanks, Kirk. I enjoyed it.
5-2 Tri-Cities beating the Spokane Chiefs. We'll be back on this Tri-Cities Radio Americans hockey broadcast. Stu Barnes with a fistful of hats. Go ahead and show those hats to the TV guys.
A whole bunch.
Those are nice.
Yeah, they are.
There's some collection.
Yeah, actually, this is the first time I ever got the hats on a hat trick. I got a couple nice ones here.
Yeah, I see some of those Tri-City Americans hats, and we know what those sell for. A couple of those.
Yeah, both of them. Maybe I'll make some money here.
You shouldn't be scoring too many hat tricks. They won't be able to afford to buy all the hats to throw on the ice.
That's for sure. Oh, well, the more the merrier.
Nice to have 4 wins in a row, get one at home, and you know, the expectation was there after those 3 great wins on the road. You might come home and might seem a little too easy against Spokane, but you guys came out and really played hard.
Yeah, it's you know, the guys couldn't be happier right now. We got 4 wins in a row. We're undefeated in 5 games, and you know, we got the old work ethic back like we had at the beginning of the year, and guys are playing well, and the goalies are going, the scorers are scoring, the defensemen are defensing, and you know, we're just playing all around good hockey. And tonight was just another case of us coming out and just overpowering Spokane and taking the game away.
Who's the guy on this team least likely to get a 5-minute major? Maybe you?
I hope you're not referring to me.
What happened?
I went down and I came down to hook the guy's stick, and I just missed the stick, and my stick went up and hit his lip, and you know, it's automatic 5 minutes if you cut him. Oh, and okay. That's what it was. So LaRue couldn't do anything but give me the 5 minutes.
Just one of those things, sort of an accidental thing.
Yeah, I just as soon as I did it, I knew I was getting 5, and I just looked at him, and he said, "Sorry, I can't do anything about it." So.
Okay, Stu, a great win against Spokane. Kamloops, we last heard, was leading Portland going into the third period, but only by 1 goal. Seattle losing tonight, and you're in sole possession of 4th place.
Yeah, it's like John said in the paper today. It's finally a case of maybe we're the chasee and not the chaser anymore. I mean, you know, we don't want to get too overconfident right now though either, because we're you know, we're playing good hockey, and we just got to keep it up. And if everything goes well, we're gonna be you know, we're gonna be pressing Kamloops for even 3rd place.
Stu Barnes on our post-game show. We'll be back to talk with Colin Ruck in 1 minute on this Tri-Cities Radio. The 3rd period, and the Blazers beat the Winterhawks 9-5 in that game up in Kamloops. And Colin Ruck, that's an indication the Blazers are playing pretty well.
Yeah, I guess they are. They're now that we've overcome 4th place, now our goal is 3rd place, and hopefully we'll catch them. Even though they're playing real well, I think we're playing better, and we'll see what happens on Tuesday night.
Of course, Tuesday night, the Americans travel to Kamloops. For the first time tonight, we saw the Twin Towers on the ice together. You and Taran Sandwith, not a lot of experience at this level of play, but you guys kind of enjoy being out there together tonight.
Yeah, we're both about the same size, and we're both about the same age, and we just love, when we get out there together, we just make the most of it, so a lot of fun.
That's a pretty big defensive front for the Americans with you and Taran and Kolzig in goal. 3 guys all over 6'3", and maybe closing in on, well, you're what, 6'5" and change, and Taran's over 6'4"?
Yeah, we have a lot of fun, and you got big guys on your team. You can do a lot more when you got little guys, and take advantage of the other team a little bit.
Well, you certainly have been playing well. You had a couple of great shifts in Spokane last night. You have to be feeling pretty good about the way things are going right now.
Yeah, I'm getting a little more ice time and getting a few more chances, and hopefully one of these times I'll notch a couple. But.
Colin Ruck, our guest on the post-game show. We'll be back on this Tri-Cities Radio. The Americans head coach John Olver, 4 in a row. John, he brought the show home and certainly put on a great show for the crowd tonight.
Yeah, we're starting to play, getting a groove now where we're starting to play every night, and certainly winning those 3 games on the road really gave us a lot of confidence. And when you start playing with confidence, a lot of things go well for you. Our passing was crisper, and just our whole play seems to be a lot more confident with the puck.
The Americans crowd tonight, it was kind of interesting. They were quiet for a good part of the game, acting like maybe they were just sort of enjoying the exhibition.
Well, I wouldn't say it was the most exciting game that we've played in the Coliseum, and certainly we'd like to give exciting games to our fans, but from a coaching standpoint, it's nice to get some games where you've got control of the game, and we certainly had control of the hockey game tonight. I'm not sure Spokane played their best game, and we seemed to control the tempo. There wasn't a lot of hitting. It was fairly tight checking, and thus it really wasn't the most exciting game from a fan standpoint.
But then, like the adage goes in football as well as hockey and others, boring quite often wins the championship.
Well, we were picking up our wings and checking very close. There was a lot of checking in the neutral zone, and we're trying to get our players to play discipline, not take unnecessary chances. When we get in over the red line, dump it in, get our forechecking in gear. When the puck's in our end of the rink, if we get into trouble, dump it out. And again, that wins hockey games, but it's not always the most exciting for our fans.
John, a couple more games on the road. The last trip to Kamloops of the year. The Blazers a 9-5 winner over the Portland Winterhawks tonight at Kamloops. So the Blazers have to be fired up when you come in on Tuesday.
Well, they're fired up every night they play at home. They're a very good home team, a lot of tradition there, and they've got an outstanding home record, and score tonight doesn't surprise me. Portland played 2 big games with Victoria on Friday and Saturday, going to Kamloops, who's been sitting there rested, and certainly Kamloops has played very well as of late, and it's going to be a very difficult game for us.
Tri-City Americans head coach John Olver. We'll be back on our post-game show in 1 minute.